you all. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Joy Evans.
Welcome to the board game news for the week, sponsored by All Play. We're glad to be here today. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Dice Tower this morning. We have a live play in just a bit at 10 o'clock, and then later today we're talking about the top 10 apps that replace board games.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible.
Get them out of here. Board games, your day is done. Your day in court is coming. The reckoning.
I like that.
Well, there's not a lot of reckoning in the news. Actually, there is reckoning. Let's jump into today's news for March 20th. Whew. This year's going fast, 2025. And I got to say, right out the gate, not super great news. So, CMON, because CMON is a publicly traded company, they have to announce their profits and losses.
Right.
And so they basically said they haven't issued them yet, but they issue what's called a profit warning.
Oh, that sounds good.
Which said that their losses for 2024 are going to be between 1.4 and 2.1 million. But they're like kind of giving you a heads up so that when you get the final number, I guess you're not
No sticker
shell
shock.
shock.
I wish at school we have like grade card warnings to your parents.
Oh, I know.
Just so you know, it's probably not going to be on.
Listen, your kid's an idiot. So the report card is coming. and fair warning, he's still an idiot.
I think that would have been a good little letter to get.
I think so.
Okay, now.
Framed it.
I am in me personally on this, I'm not like, CMON is going out of business. It's a loss, right? They still have their stuff coming. They're running another year. Who knows? I know everyone's clutching their pearls, but they are still delivering their Kickstarters. They just delivered White Death, and they delivered the Solid Snake, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid,
Metal Gear's that. So, I mean, they're still delivering. The stuff is still happening.
Let's just hope they.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can hope. I mean, it's just that I don't know.
They're so big. I mean,
the previous 3 years they made 1.8 combined. So this is unfortunate that this is basically the same as the profit from the previous 3 years.
That's the one part that I thought from the news write-up here that I was a little concerned about. That they're saying that this loss, once it comes to pass, will wipe out their profits from 2 years.
3.
3 years, and that's like, I get it. Look, COVID messed with all your numbers, all of that stuff. But, yeah, 1 year of losses wiping out 3 years of profits sure doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. It makes you wonder, is it one of those okay, all the costs are this year, our profit will be next year?
I know that they play in unfortunately, the way they do business, their range is bigger than a year.
Yeah.
Of gaining and losing and all of that. So, I don't know.
There's been a lot of in-house changes. They have very few U.S. staff at this point. Most of their staff is overseas. David Wainbright is their new marketing director he works for Man vs. Meeple. But here's the other thing. It said in 2020 they lost $5 million. So if they recovered from that loss, I'm feeling okay here.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's the news. Oof. Let's be a little bit more positive. The 2025 Catan World Champions. Do you know Joey's in it? He's not.
Crushing
This is happening in Stuttgart, April 5th to 6th. 90 players from 60 countries. The 60 countries is pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I can't even name 60 countries.
I know that. And
I heard that the city of Stuttgart is poised to lose $4 million from the Catan players showing up. Because they don't go out and shop for dinner or get anything. They're always trying to trade for things.
But they're all staying in one room too, by the way.
Okay, the reason it's there is because the game came out in '95, and so this is the 30th anniversary, and apparently Stuttgart is the home of Cosmos. So that's why it's there.
Oh, okay.
I saw you guys practicing for that last week. You and your family. You're going to do it?
Well, not me.
Okay.
Monolith Revolution here.
Let's go.
So they announced some upcoming stuff with some surprises here.
Let's
or at least
go.
one surprise. So first we have Champions of Rokugan. That's
a cover.
Based on L5R. Rokugan is L5R.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that cover is a little uncanny valley for me.
Her face is the whole valley, yes.
Does the face look kind of pasted on? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
face
it's like
is.
she's a robot.
Yeah.
The rest
My
of it's
name is-
fine.
Chat GPT-san.
That's-
That son would be a man, but you know what I mean.
Anyway, that's coming out. Also, Berserk the board game. Enter the dark and brutal world of Berserk.
Oh, I will.
Do you know what Berserk is?
I
Did we
don't.
play this?
It's a, I guess a manga. I don't know what it is, but it's a very famous property. I guess I
Yeah.
played a video game based on Berserk on like the Nintendo. I'm sorry, on the Sega Dreamcast.
Really?
Well, I would like to
15
pause
years
this.
ago or
How did
something.
you get access to a Dreamcast?
Yeah,
I
you
used
were
to
rich.
have a Dreamcast. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I used to
it was
look
a
up to
hand me down. It was a hand me down from like a cousin who was like, "This sucks."
This was 2005.
This was a long, this was a long time ago. But Berserk had a video game on there. It was like a, speed 'em up kind of game. So that's how I'm familiar with it. And apparently, it's a very big property. It's a well-known IP.
Wow.
And then this is the one I'm surprised about. So Monolith bought Reichbusters from Mythic. Somehow Mythic, despite not, fulfilling their last thing and milking backers and all the objectively wicked things they've been doing,
They're still doing
they're
pretty good.
still selling off their properties and making extra money that way. And they still won't send me my pledge. Anyway, sorry. They sold Reichbusters to Monolith, and they're doing Reichbusters Reloaded. I'm hoping the word Reloaded means an entirely new rule set, because Reichbusters sucks.
I'm worried about this as well because it did not read that way.
Really?
I read the update, and it was more like, we're making this available. We're going to have more stuff, and we'll even maybe make things available to bring if you happen to have it, up to speed. I'm like, ooh. I was hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's so radically different that's impossible to do.
But when they say, hey, this stuff will still fit in your box, then you're like, okay, then.
I do want to
Yeah.
remind everybody
Yeah.
that this is the company, Monolith is the company that has made one of the worst rule sets of all time in the Conan/Batman
Yes.
universes.
The Batman.
That are still almost undecipherable.
I heard the dinosaur helps the Batman game.
You'll never know.
No.
I am
It's here in the
hoping.
studio. He's going to find it during the move.
I love the theme for Reichbusters here. I think it's a tremendous setting.
It's basically Wolfenstein.
It was Wolfenstein, but you sneak first, then go all out.
Right.
You sneak in, and finally, when that breaks down and they hear you or catch you or whatever, you're like, all right, forget it. Taka, 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 taka. So I love that idea. It just was, like you said, kind of incomprehensible. The rulebook was a bit of a mess, and the whole thing just didn't quite work. So if they're dismantling this thing and rebuilding it back up, hey, I'm behind you 100%. If you're giving me the same game,
Quick question. What is she holding? I think she's about to start a basketball game.
It's an eye, right?
I believe it is,
Is it an eye of a kraken?
A well-cleaned beholder.
Yeah. It's got groomed.
All right. And then finally, the thing that they're most well known for, Mythic Battles, but not just Mythic Battles, a board game, role-playing games here. Which is kind of weird to me because, again, this is like, hey, we're going to take this universe, which is just Greek gods, and make a role-playing game on it. So it's not really...
But they're like wearing cool armor and stuff, though. That's what I want in my role-playing games. Give me the Pantheon, but give me cool armor.
I like how these guys, every character you get and start is already leveled up to almost max.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're given a god. It's like, all right. But
maybe it's good and not, I don't know.
I would love to play an RPG in which I can't fail. You know what I mean? Like, I am
you're
a
fighting
deity.
gods, though. No, you're playing a demigod fighting a god.
Oh, well, that's trash. Let them be the demis.
Okay. All right. So I'm actually really excited about this one here. This is the reprint of Lord of the Rings Confrontation. I saw this in person at the Gamma Trade Show. Lord of the Rings Confrontation, a Rainer Knizia game, came out decades ago.
Right.
It's basically Stratego with a Lord of the Rings theme. Christian Peterson has acquired the rights from Ghost Galaxy. So Ghost Galaxy has basically so far, which is we thought would be the second coming of Fantasy Flight, so far hasn't. They've mostly done Keyforge. Hold that thought. But this shows them getting into board games, and I really like how this one looks. It's maybe hard to tell from the pictures. They're really classy looking.
Okay.
The original, I had the original, never opened it because no one was talking about it. I ended up selling it.
But you could have watched my review, but go ahead.
That right there is the new thing, right? The last one just had like standees or something, or what?
Well, there was two. So in the top left corner above it, that Lord of the Rings there, that was the first one. That was a Cosmos 2-player game. They also came in little standees, but it was a very small box, like the size of Lost Cities.
Yeah.
And you jammed it in that box. Then Fantasy Flight got a hold of it, and they put it in a bigger box.
Ticket to Ride size.
Ticket to Ride
Okay,
size.
that's
and
what
they
I think I
added
had.
another whole set of, so you could switch them out.
And the box is mostly empty.
It was.
Really?
Yeah. However, it's still going to be in that same size box, I think. They've changed a few things in the board to make it more book accurate.
Okay.
Is what they told me. And
Amazon
there's
accurate.
a few more characters. They're going to have everything from that Fantasy Flight box with a few more things into it. Either way, this is a tried and true game I really like. I don't know what you're a fan of this, right?
Yeah. This is good.
It's such
It's like
a
a
weird
complex stratego. Yeah, it's a weird game.
because one side is the dark side is so much stronger than the other side, but the other side, all they have to do is get Frodo to the other end of the board. So it's very interesting.
So
Like the book.
light on rules then? Like Stratego?
Oh, very light on rules.
It's fairly light on rules. Yeah.
You each have a piece with a number on it. You move that piece. 2 pieces move in the same area. You reveal them, and then you each play a card. You have a hand of cards. You have all your cards. But am I playing my lowest card, my highest card? Am I deliberately sacrificing this guy?
Got it. Okay.
Like-
Have you ever played Scythe?
Yeah.
It's nothing like that, but
I know. I was like, okay, all right.
you play a card in both. So
Yeah, but it has
anyway, you
that-
shouldn't have sold it, idiot.
Sorry.
Pretty sure you told me to.
Whoa! In the review?
No.
Oh.
Okay, well, you should sell a lot of games. You never play any of them. All right, next. Keyforge.
Hey, you
this
just
is-
said this word.
I know.
You did.
So there's a new set, Discovery, 300 more cards. Yeah, there's just more Keyforge coming.
No. I got you. Keyforge Discovery. You got it, or you want me to?
I'm ready.
Keep going.
This is the introductory set. Is basically what they're doing. This is
Commander
taking
set.
previous cards and reprinting kind of a greatest hits sort of compilation, simple cards, straightforward stuff, and the intent for this set to stay in print as a way to welcome people onto Keyforge, and then have the sort of in print set rotate.
But how do people know this is that? Besides the word Discovery, I don't think people are going to get that.
There's a big
necessarily.
watermark on all of them.
What? I agree with you. I think it should clearly say, "New here, suck on this," or something. You know what I mean?
That would be good. Yeah, that should.
I agree. They
Also,
should.
what's in that box? Are those booster packs? It's a weird
That's
look.
a whole deck, right? That's what a deck looks like.
No, they come in boxes.
Not always. No, sometimes they come in.
A pack? Then when you
Yeah.
put it, when you open it. A deck box, I got it. All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I agree. They should be more clearly labeled.
All right, Mayfair is going to print the highly demanded 18 Royal Gorge Derails of Fremont County and the Royal Gorge Wars.
What?
This one got me. I saw that cover. I'm like, all right, looks spooky. And then Chris comes by and goes, "That's an 18XX," and I'm like, next.
You don't like 18XX games?
They're really
Don't know if I do.
They're really pushing the 18XX thing now.
This is tricky.
XX stands for Royal Gorge.
I know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it should be a year, y'all. Like 1848, 1888.
That's because this is a 30-year span of 1870 to 1900.
They call it 1899.
Anyway, there's going to be extra companies coming in. And again, this is for a specific group of people, and that is a cool cover.
I've only ever
Yes.
played one of these.
And you'll never play another.
It was actually the title of the entire thing was contained within Royal Gorge because it was 18AL. Wow. And I guess it was Alabama. I don't know. And
Really?
it sucked. Never again.
I can't believe you played it,
I
actually.
did. I'm
Just
a real
because-
gamer.
Because you wanted to play it. You're like,
I did.
gotta
I'm like,
figure it
I've done that. Check.
Yeah.
Moving on.
out. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that was this was already Kickstarted or crowdfunded back in 24. Anyway, they're co-sponsoring that. They're also co-publishing this one here. This is another one that was on Kickstarter. 4 years to Mars. The space war is heating up. It's another space race.
Let's go.
But this time it's to Mars. And your government's only giving you a certain amount of money each year, and so you got to figure out how to spend your spucks, which are space bucks. Spucks.
Okay, that's...
You hate it? Let me say it one more time for you.
Kind of hurts me.
Spucks.
I don't know. It's like...
I don't like it.
No.
I don't think anyone likes it. All right.
Space bucks.
This is coming out, they said, hopefully at Gen Con 2025. This game looks pretty cool. This is Flow, and this is based on a movie here.
Have you heard of this film?
No.
Me neither. Have you heard of this?
Wait, it's actually a movie?
There's a movie called Flow, and I guess it looks like that. Maybe
There's a
that's-
lot of kids' movies now
insurance
that
lady?
start looking the same to me.
Yeah.
This is a real-time game where you're trying to help 4 animals escape a flood and make it to safety. Which it might work as a kid's game, so looking forward to that. This is coming...
And there's a traitor.
Yeah, this
It
is
sure
actually...
doesn't work as a kid's movie. 4 animals trying to escape a flood? That's horrible.
Well, did you see
Hold
that?
on, if it's funny.
That's horrible anyway. Why? Funny
Did
like,
you see
"Ha-ha, the
Land
cat."
Before Time? That's all it's about.
That's fair.
Although the beginning of Land of Time is not as particularly... You don't remember the beginning of Land of Time?
No, probably blocked it out. They all die?
Not the kids.
Oh, the parents do?
And they see it happen.
Oh, that's brutal.
That's
You don't
like,
remember that? Like, they see their mom on the cliff, and they're like, Mom! I'm like, this is a kid's movie?
That's an era where
Wow.
Disney was killing parents and
But then, like-
everybody was...
20 minutes later, like, la, 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 la. They get over it. They
kids
get
are
over it.
resilient like that, you know? That's how they work. Lord of
Anyway.
the Flies.
Ace of Spades. Oh, by the way, the last game's coming out, is already out. This one, Flow, is already out in Europe. It's coming North America later. Ace of Spades here.
All right.
This is from Devir. It's a kind of cool cover.
Those cards are some of my favorite styles of cards. The ones that are old and gritty and Western. You see in the bottom left? You know about playing cards.
Oh,
you like
yeah,
that style,
yeah,
right?
I couldn't see that. Okay.
That-
you like dirty
that.
cards.
I do. I like the ones that look
Okay,
aged.
they adjust to your lifestyle.
But what if you came into a card game and I was like, here's a cards, and it was a regular deck of cards, but they look like that.
And you wouldn't be able to tell quite. So you'd have to lick it to find out.
I'm not sure how that was that what the old guy says at the table? Hey!
Are these dirty or printed like that? Lick them. Anyway, the original cover that they announced was the smaller one there with Lenny from Motorhead. But then I guess they tried like people were like, "Ooh, yeah, Lenny, the Ace of Spades." And then they tried to approach the estate of the guy, never heard back. So they were like, well, now that we reached out, I think we might not be able to get away with it as just homage anymore. And in their back and forth, they settled on that being the new cover, which I think was a mistake. They gave up that sweet Lenny in the clouds.
Okay, I actually like the first cover, but I like the second cover too.
The
That's a
second
pretty cool
cover is okay, and would satisfy me if I'd never seen the first cover.
Okay, that's
The
fair.
Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. Dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, this is a single-player game or a two-player game if you play in co-op mode that uses poker mechanisms to fight duels that you go through. Sounds cool. Mm-hmm. Did they say when this is coming out? I don't see that. Well, we'll look forward to it. Devir is very much an on-time company, that's for sure.
That's
Their games come out
Devir. That's a different
consistently.
style for Devir.
Yeah, but they also did Rock Hard, right? So
That's true.
They have these different styles, and they lean into them.
Yeah.
Rock hard, you say?
Red Carpet. This is their big release that's coming out at Gen Con. In this game, you play evil people. I'm sorry, paparazzi. That was correct, right?
Okay, yeah, right.
Anyway, you want to get the attention of movie stars. I actually like that theme. I hate it in real life, right?
too.
Like paparazzi are they're scum. I'm sorry if you're watching or
I agree.
paparazzi, but
are paparazzi
you're trying to get your photographer into the right position to take pictures. That sounds like a fun theme for a game.
I think so too. It's like,
You do your actual phone, you rest your phone on the things there and take a picture? You see those little phone holders?
wait,
Yes,
do?
you will place your actual phone on the
Oh.
stand. Yep.
Yeah, man.
So this sounds like almost a sequel to the Picture Perfect. In a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Was Picture Perfect Devir? No.
No, Picture Perfect is Arcane Wonders.
Yeah, that's like, wow. It's really, it has that look. That's interesting.
Yeah, because that would be fun. Like, oh, I got a picture of Tom Cruise, but just his hand. You know, I don't know how that works. You know,
Do you hope these are parodies or just different, just totally made up people?
Oh, I would love for it to be based
Parodies
on
are fine.
people. Parodies, yes.
In this case, also that's a great cover.
Tom Crass.
All right, moving on. Also, Transgalactica, another Devir game. Man, Devir's on fire. I think we've seen that board before. I'm really pumped. That board reminds me a lot of Federation.
That board reminds me of old school Fantasy Flight boards.
How different are these 3 games?
Yeah, no fighting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but you know,
Wow.
Devir, they pick their themes. They lean into the theme though, and I don't know. Devir's like, I think if we talk about top 10 game companies right now that have consistently, whether you like them or not, I don't always love their games, but the quality of their games is up there.
Is the staying power of their games there too? Like
For some, I mean, White Castle just made the World Series of
that's
board
true.
gaming.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty big thing. And yeah, I mean, not all of them, obviously, but anyway, this one of the 3, this is the one I'm most interested in just because it looks so cool. It both looks old and new at the same time. And I'm okay with that combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good looking game.
It's worker placement, engine building, high level of interaction between players, 5 rounds, do different things. The Galactic Senate has issued the Transgalactica decree.
Oh,
We need to learn new
matter
stuff.
of
So
time.
you send out fleets to find adventure, riches, and hopefully an influential seat in the governing spheres that lie beyond the known space. So basically,
Power. Unlimited power.
also, for all mankind, we just saw this at a booth at Dice Tower West, and we procured a copy of this. This is an interesting game because
Lord, look at you go.
you're growing an empire with colonies, research, and espionage. So when I first saw the board, I was like, I don't know. Then I saw the box cover. The box cover looked good. But then when I saw the rest of the game, it actually sounds pretty interesting.
I heard good things coming out of Dice Tower West. I haven't played it myself. Have you played it?
Nope. It's on my list of games to play. So
That phrase has become so ominous, by the way.
it's on my list of games to play.
No, for all mankind. It used to be like very like happy, and now it's like for all mankind. Like there's a series, and there's a series called that or something.
Sure, but it's ominous?
It sounds ominous.
No, to serve humans.
Okay,
is
no, that's
ominous.
Serve man, yeah.
Sure. Ow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not talking. Yeah, that's Twilight Zone.
Do you know what it is? Okay.
Soylent Green.
It's a pamphlet.
Filippo Landini is a designer of Gloomies.
Huh.
This is a 2 to 4 player game coming out. You're playing cards to put flower. Gloomies, I would never have guessed if you just told me the name that it was about flowers, but they're like flowers, I guess, that glow in the dark or something like that.
As flowers
They have
should.
eyeballs too, right? I mean, am I confused here?
I think maybe they're like the little spirits who come out.
Oh.
And
That's ominous. I'm not about spirits that come out of flowers.
No,
I'm not
that
about
glow.
that life.
am I the
No.
person who thinks that board looks cool, though?
That board looks pretty neat.
Looks like a dual layer board.
It sort of looks like I should be able to like pull the thing sideways and they all flop in or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is coming out. It's in Germany now, but it'll be in North America later this year.
I would guard more if flowers actually like glowed.
Glowed?
Glow.
Yeah, glowed. Wow.
What's the word? Glue?
You okay?
If they glowed.
If they glowed, yes.
How many
Are you
fingers
sure
am I
it's
holding
glowed?
up?
Yes, I'm sure.
Glow.
You're making this harder on yourself.
Glue.
Okay.
If flowers glue, wow.
I'm not sure. Is it?
All right.
If
You're not okay
they
suddenly.
glow.
Clans and Glory.
still sounds weird.
This was a game I was incredibly excited about. This is from Hook. Until I saw that one of the designers is Leo Calavini.
Leo Calavini is on fire, okay?
He actually is. He's like had a resurgence lately.
He has.
And this has like a very battle lines looking feel to it.
It does. It does. It's a cute looking game.
So this came out in 2024, but now in 2025 it's out from Outset. It was originally from Hook. I hope it's good. That the board looks cool. We'll see. You know, that reminds me of actually that this game looks like that Richard Garfield bird game.
Yes, which is being reprinted.
Yeah, it is.
Funny.
Guildlands. This exciting named game.
Oh, man.
Ken Boiter and Kedrick Winks. Different clans and gardeners are scoring different ways, and you are placing, rotating, and moving tiles in order to maximize your score. Both that description and the cover and the name sound AI generated. Doesn't it a little bit? Like, hey, you're going to rotate and move and build time. Now, this might be an amazing game, so I don't want to.
There's something about this cover that just looks old.
That place is in Homestead. I just found out.
Doesn't it just look old? Like the font, the color vibrancy is a little muted. The logo of the company, Outset, looks, again, old. Like this looks like a game from the 70s.
It does.
If you told me this was a game that came out in 78 and they're like reprinting it in the old classic style, I'd be like, I buy that 100%.
I don't know a lot about this company,
Glue Up.
Outset. Do you? Outset, the company?
No, I don't know anything about
This
it.
is coming out. Again, this might be a fantastic game. Just Guildlands is a terrible name. It really is.
That's why it feels like, oh, they had no competition with that name back in the 70s, so they did that, you know?
All right, well, we'll see. Intergalactic Plumber.
Yes.
Finally.
This is what I've been waiting on. This is what I need. My innards need outers.
Not intergalactic. Anyway, this is like a, hey, that's my fish style game in which you're going to be claiming space debris.
That's what we call it.
Hopefully stranding opponents where they can no longer collect tiles for points. That sounds kind of cool if you're moving from planet to planet, removing them off the board. A light, different game. This is a better name. I mean, it's going to attract people to it. I'm not sure how Plumber and Planets are mixing.
Yeah, none of what you've said make me think Plumber.
Talking about AI generated.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. That little guy moving, is it a
Plumber.
toilet bowl?
It's a fella with a plunger.
Oh, it is.
And I bet you use the plunger to pick up the planets.
It's a space plunger, of course.
Wow.
I believe
planets.
it is. Like you said, I think it has, you probably throw out these planets, make sure they all touch. And you probably move a certain number, and when you take one, boop, boop, you plunge it up, and if anybody gets isolated, they're done moving.
But there's also dice, which worries me a bit.
I'm thinking you roll and move.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see.
It looks cute. It's probably a very free form on the table.
All right. Feed the Kraken, which has a Dice Tower seal of approval. And you know what? Got a decent amount of play on the Dice Tower Cruise. I remember seeing a lot of people playing that there. Well, the reason we're talking about it now is that this game came out in 2022, but it's coming now to America from Outset Media, or North America, sorry, in May of this year.
Has it been hard to get in the U.S.?
I'm not
Because
sure.
I see it a lot.
Well, you might have seen our copy.
Right, yeah. That's
So
which is great. I mean,
this is a rules, this is a more straightforward rules version of a social deduction game.
Yes.
You're split into pirates versus loyal, and a couple people or more might be cultists.
Ooh.
And so you're sending your ship to the end.
Always a cultist.
And you want the ship to go to one spot if you're the good guys, the other spot if you're the pirates, and straight into the Kraken if you're the cultists. And
So we worship
thrown
the cultists.
out.
So the cultists are
I'm sorry. The pirates wanted to go to the Kraken. The cultist wants the cult leader
to be thrown
sacrificed to the Kraken.
Oh, wow.
But you
dark.
do so by, you're like voting each phase and who's the captain and deciding which direction you go. And it follows more stringent rules than most of these games. I like it.
It has more rules than the sort of
It's not as
free-flowing
free-form, right.
nature of these games, yeah.
this is one I still play social deduction-wise because it feels more like a game
That's what
than
I'm saying.
just a conversation.
Yeah.
Glue.
All right. Outset Media also has licensed Reiner Knizia's Ape Town. This is originally from Piatnik, and this is going to come out probably, it said that Q4 2025, maybe at PAX U. I don't know a lot about this, but Mike DeLisio will tell us it is good. I'm assuming it looks abstract, but I do love that cover. I
That
really
cover.
like
That's
that cover of Ape Town.
That's Sin City style cover.
Has Mike reviewed this on our channel? He might
I
have.
don't think it's out. This is not a reworking, I think. I think this is a new thing. Now, it looks like, about a third of Knizia's games, but I do think it's new.
I like that cover.
Mike has a copy. It's good. Of course he has a copy.
And, of course, it's good. Okay, so anyway, that's coming out later this year. Then the new Disney Villainous Unstoppable. We already talked about this. This is a simpler version of Villainous. I believe, you're all using the same board you can see there, and I think you're also all using either the same deck of hero cards or something like that. Anyway, you can now see the components. That's the main thing here. We can see what it looks like. Very bright and colorful. That's a wash of colors, and it looks like once again, as they've been doing with the Villainous things, and which still blows my mind, original art. That was the one thing about Villainous that I was always like amazed at. They never used any stills. It was all
Screen
original
caps,
art. And this looks the same here.
I mean, with Lorcana, they've now, quadrupled down on original artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this might be from Lorcana. You never know, right?
I wonder.
You can do that, but either way, that's a cool-looking game. And I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but just that's what it looks like. This next game has gone to one of my most anticipated games after seeing it at Gamma, and this is Helsing. So Helsing, Monster Hunter from Fireside Games, which has gotten, from the people who played like the prototype and stuff, they're like, that's pretty good. And Fireside Games makes very low barrier entry games. They're best known for Castle Panic.
Right.
And this one looks along that line. It's based on an actual property.
Mm-hmm.
There is a series of graphic novels, which I keep forgetting to try to find.
You've never read Helsing?
Have you?
Yeah, Helsing. There's the different fellas who are with him. There's
Spider Him?
No, Helsing. Lobos is one of the little guys. He's a little wolf.
Are you double checking?
Kilsum or
Knuckles?
Knuckles is the scaredy cat, like bear. He's a bear, and he's like, oh, he's always scared.
I can't tell if you're
you got Lobos
making
right.
stuff up on the spot or not.
Is it right?
I don't know.
Lobos was right.
I read the news article.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
I don't even see Lobos. Is Lobos there?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
One.
Anyway, I saw this. Funnily enough, I came away from this game going, I really want to read this.
I do
graphic.
too.
It looks
Novel.
super cute.
It's
it
got a
definitely, it looks like Horrified meets Castle Panic a little bit.
Which I'm good
And you
with.
buy cards, add them to your deck, but you also upgrade cards with transparencies. That's part of this game.
Ooh.
I know.
got card
John
crafting?
DeClare's rolling in his grave right now.
Really is.
Also in
It's gonna
sad
haunt
news,
you.
John DeClare.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, I really like this concept, this cooperative game. I'm hoping this does well for them, and I hope it's a good game. We'll find out when it's coming out. I believe they said Gen Con. Yes, Gen Con 2025.
I'm excited for this one too.
Gulo. Now, this one is one of the best kids games ever made that adults can play, and kids will beat you at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bowl of...
Your top 10 of those games, by the way. It's a very specific genre.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
But it's a good genre, because like most games you play with kids, you could crush them at, right?
Right.
In this one, there's a bowl of these little eggs, and you have to pull the eggs out without having that stick that's in the middle of them fall over. And because your fingers are bigger than kids can be like, whoop, and you're like, all right. And you can try your hardest, and you'll probably still lose to kids. I've always liked Gulo. And then you move down the track. They then made a complicated version of Gulo, an Egyptian one.
That's right.
Which was like, why are you messing with a good thing? So they're remaking this with an amazing cover.
Yeah.
Wolfgang Kramer. And somehow Daryl Andrews is listed as a co-designer, which is fine, but I hope they don't, again, add too much to the game. The game just needs to be, basically, you're pulling an egg out. Because the egg you would pull out would be the next color tile you'd move to. So if you're on a green tile, you want to pull another green one because you might go farther. And that's it. That's the game.
Yeah, it didn't need anything, is I think the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
Right.
It could have just reprinted this.
But
So we'll see. Daryl Andrews is a new designer to this project. He was not involved in the original one. He wasn't even born yet, probably. That's not true.
It's not that old, but yes.
But no, I agree. I don't know what they could add to this. I'm worried they'll push it out of being able to play with very little kids. That was kind of the fun of it, is you could play with adults, have it be a silly time, but little kids grasped it,
Yeah, this is one of
seems very fun.
the best kids games I think ever made. So
Really?
Yeah. All right. Kado, you're giving and receiving gifts. This is coming from Panasars, as was the last one, by the way. That's Panasars, too. This one, you are making a grid of 12 cards organized in 3 rows and columns. This is definitely, we talk about things that are being done to death. This is definitely on that group, that row column thing.
I just reviewed a game yesterday, my goodness, that has 3x3. I like that thing. I'm still enjoying that, but you're right. We are rapidly trying to exhaust that
many from Pandasaurus.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like this idea. It looks basic, but that's not necessarily bad. So, this is coming in September.
It's no Gulo.
Gulo.
Paperworld is another drafting game from Lumberjack Studios. You excited about this one?
I am excited about this one. This looks good.
Those cards are very cool looking. I don't know why there's a polyomino shape on that one card, though. That's really throwing me off.
I know. I think I saw this cover maybe at Essen, and it's 3D. It's layers.
Oh, really?
So the cover of this has like the cutout of like the little water and the little dragon, and then behind that is the first set of mountains.
That's so cool.
And then like the other, so it's like it's like a papercraft shadow box thing.
That's cool.
The cover was really neat, and I'm thinking they're keeping.
I can see that now that you said it. Even there, that's really neat. All right, that's coming out also in September. 365 Adventures to Dungeon 2026. This is a solitaire game that combines a calendar and adventure game. I believe one of these already exists. Well, yes, because that picture says 2025. So,
seems neat.
Says you need 5 minutes maximum each day to play. I'm really feeling bad about this. So, we're moving, if you haven't caught that. And so I'm at my house, I'm clearing out stuff, and I went through a drawer and I found the 365 role-playing calendar that I definitely meant to start this year.
Oh.
And completely forgot.
You going to start it?
It's March.
Just late? You're going to wait?
I might. Thank you, Marta, for the super chat. Sweden and Kenya in the house.
They're on the border. She's on the border. Sweden and Kenya.
Yes, this is why you don't play the geography games. But 5 minutes a day sounds fun. This one looks pretty good. It looks almost like Advent Calendar-esque.
I know, but it's every single day, 365. I don't know if I have the mental energy to do one of these every single day for 5 minutes. I do the Advent calendar.
That's the thing, but
I can do it for like a month, like for about a month.
Do you do it every day?
No, of course not.
Because I know for Advent Calendar, I'm like, oh, we missed 2 days, so we're doing 3 days today.
Which is fine. Yeah. It takes 10 minutes. You do 3 at once. You're caught up. Cool. This is a whole year, every single day. Yeah, I can't keep that up. This would tire me out.
That artwork's nice, though.
Super cute.
Speaking of artwork, Horrified.
That's
Dungeons and Dragons coming out. I know you're very excited about this.
So excited about this.
I really, really hope the quality control steps up again. My goodness, these games keep letting things fall through the cracks when it comes to proofreading, when it comes to clarity of purpose in the rule book. They've continually gotten worse from the original Horrified. It's time to step up. You've got an intellectual property here that matters. Put more eyeballs on this thing, no pun intended, and get it tightened up before you put it out.
You also hope that it works with the last system, because the last system you and I looked at.
I don't care about that as much.
Really?
This is so insular.
They don't all need to match. If it's fine by
This is D&D. This is its own thing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I want to go full on match. I want to mix some people.
You want Duel of Ages?
I do. I want to bring in.
Then just play Duel of Ages.
No.
Okay. Couple more things.
This is
one
interesting.
really is like out of nowhere. Stonemaier Games is now sponsoring a professional athlete. What sport, you might ask? Well, disc golf, which is, I'm not mocking disc golf at all. It's becoming a bigger deal, and the crossover between disc golf and board games is pretty high.
It really is.
Cool stuff is half board games, half disc golf. Well, they used to be. Now they're... do they even have this? They used to be half and half.
Yeah.
Cool stuff did?
And even like, I know that if you go, if I'm not wrong, I think if you go to where Stegmeier's from, St. Louis, the Miniature Markets, which headquarters are there, their store, I think, is also disc golf there, too.
Interesting.
Either way, this guy is a big name guy. He has the premier disc golf YouTube channel, has 100,000 Instagram followers. Anyway, so Stonemaier is sponsoring him. He wears Wingspan shirts now and things like that.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, he already was a fan of the game.
Right.
He already talked about it quite a bit, traveled with a set as he went to different tournaments, and so they figured, they would try a sponsorship proper and see how that went.
And it's like Wingspan Universe, what they're calling it or something?
Yeah, the Wingspan verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the Wingspan Cinematic Universe.
WCU. I'd watch that. But it's interesting because there is a lot of crossover when they said that. Like, I see a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how this would work. Like, I mean,
He just he throws a bird instead.
oh, it's on the
That would be
frisbees.
awesome.
Like
I'm gonna.
No, that's like lead
I'm gonna pull out
sponsor.
the fin span.
oh. I like that.
All right, and last piece of news here. Also from Stonemaier Games, he's starting to show off some of what Tokaido is going to look like and what they're going to change. So the product, April 2nd is when it's going to show up on their store, and then they're going to start making it and ship it. Nope, it's Stonemaier Games. They're already done. The game's finished. So it's already shipping. That's what he does with most of his games.
That's what he does, yeah.
So you don't need to be a Stonemaier champion to order, but you can, blah, 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 if you want to join the people who buy all his games.
Basically, what they changed was nothing, but now you can play solo. They added an Automa thing to it. Done.
Tokanama.
Let's glue. Let's glue.
It's never going to die, is it?
Yeah,
All righty, folks. And that
You glue
is
today.
the news. We will see you in 19 minutes for a live playthrough with IV Studios. And we thank you all for watching. So until next time, I'm Tom Basil.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Joey Evans.
We'll see ya. Glue. Glue, little glowworm. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Basil.